Rhiannon, you definitely gave me a new perspective on how to look at two-player board games in your last video. Not saying that I hadn't thought of some of those. I mean, Agricola would just, come on. So to just totally 180 everybody's brain, this week, will be talking about gaming at work. Now you and our viewers that might follow me on Twitter probably know that I do have a semi-reoccurring game lunch event that happens at my office, and some people have asked me how that happened and how to go about making their own. So I figured this week for my video I will kind of explain and maybe try and help out to talk about how that started in my office. Would that be interesting and helpful? Who knows, we're gonna find out because that's what I'm doing. So first things first, I advertised. I have the fortune, or maybe not so much fortune, to work at a large company, and it's a large company in the tech industry, and so it's thus just automatically filled with nerds. So there was already a good chance that there would be some board gaming people in the company. Knowing that the odds were good, but the goods might be a little bit odd, I knew that it was just a simple matter of finding those nerdy board gaming people, or just people that might be interested in games, and then connecting with them. Someone else at my company had this brilliant idea and connection, and ended up putting up some flyers for a tabletop board game night thing, just like this one offshoot thing. And I went to it and I met with them, and it turned out that there were some really awesome people in my company that like to play games. We play in a public area with a game that is simple that I can teach and we can play in under an hour, and then people usually come by and like stop and watch us play. It really actually works in our favor. When you play in a public space, you'll definitely have people coming by asking what you're doing, what you're playing, all that kind of stuff. One of the ways that you can be sure that they come back and play games with you at a later date is if you have a reoccurring calendar event. It's a lot easier to tell people, oh yeah, we play every other Tuesday in the cafeteria, or oh yeah, we play every first Thursday of the month. Just because you might not work at a large company doesn't mean this won't work for you. You can do the same thing we did, where you can put up flyers at your office. They could be handwritten, they could be made with Word and clip art. It doesn't really matter. Just pick a place and a time at your company that makes sense and will work for you and everybody that you might want to show up, and just be welcoming. That's actually the whole key of starting a gaming group probably anywhere, especially at your office when it's coworkers, is you have to be welcoming. I'm sure we've all had experiences where we invite somebody or have somebody come to our game night and it just doesn't really work out, and it's kind of awkward because it's like at your house or it's at your friend's house, and like you're just like, how did you get here? And it's just really weird. But the great and horrible thing about gaming with your coworkers is that you're coworkers, so you already have some sort of relationship or something going on where you in theory should be getting along in some format, and because you're also coworkers, you have to kind of keep a more cordial, friendly, professional vibe while you're gaming. That's what it's like in my work. I can't just be like, bitch, take that, and like hit them with a witch guard in the middle of Dominion. Like that would be an HR complaint, really. Yeah, you gotta watch out for HR complaints when doing a gaming group. This got side-railed. Along those same lines, when you're starting a gaming group, you should probably start with intro games, especially if the people that are playing with you don't actually know much about gaming. The most success that I had with getting people into gaming with a little bit more difficult of games would be Liar's Dice. Everybody loved Liar's Dice and everybody loved rolling and the bluffing, and it was great, and we could grow it to huge scales. And so like if people came by and were like, this is awesome, what are you doing? We'd be like, we're playing Liar's Dice, have some dice. That's a really great one, and it's loud and you laugh and you're fun, and you can play it as quickly or as slowly as you want. Like you can cut a game of Liar's Dice short. That's cool. Hopefully that helped a little bit with finding a gaming group at work. I know it can be really hard to find people to game with. It's taken a really long time for my friends and I at work to A, become friends, and B, start a reoccurring game group with those people. And we're still trying to get more people in because we have the same 4 players every week, which isn't a bad thing, but when some person can't come and then, you know, I mean, don't people know we're trying to play games? Why do they gotta schedule meetings? It's not like we're at work or something. Oh, wait. Speaking of work and things that you can do at work that you probably shouldn't be doing at work, did you know that Rhiannon and I were on the Plaid Hat podcast? And you can totally listen to it while you're at work or driving to work, or just, you could just listen to it. I've put a link down below to go to the podcast and listen to the awesome show where we talk about women in gaming, because it turns out that we're women and we're in gaming. I maybe shouldn't have had that coffee before I started shooting this.